Good evening and welcome back to Shae Unfiltered. I just watched a video of a Palestinian man calmly and factually debating 20 pro-Palestinian activists. But here's the plot twist. He said what no one expected him to say. He said things that completely went against the narrative. He wasn't yelling, he wasn't defending terror, he was challenging the disinformation that is widespread in the Western world as we know it. And what made it incredible was that he said it with so much truth, clarity, and that the pro-Palestinians were making here over a Palestinian. They are not Palestinians, they had never been to Palestine, they have never been to Palestine. Let that sink in. But they were arguing and almost trying to convince him to support their views. That video will come up in another video. I was just trying to explain the context in which he said they were sucking up the oxygen. Did you just hear what I heard right now? Justify terror. So he's calling it a byproduct of the Israelis. This guy's head is well screwed on. Absolutely. I quite agree with him. Okay? Because when you are in a conflict and you know you are clearly weaker and you clearly lose, what do? Do you just go on to fight and sacrifice your life? You have to first sit down, think progressively, think about the future, think about the safety of your people. A government is meant to protect its people. I know all governments believe they're sovereign and they believe that they have all the power to defend their borders, which they should. They absolutely should. But in the situation between Israel and Palestine, just like this Palestinian man rightly said, I think their thinking should be about protecting their population, about nation building, and being more pro-Palestinian population's rights, thinking of their future, thinking of how to develop, thinking of how to establish themselves there as a people, as a nation, coming together to build themselves up, to have something they can be proud of, rather than spending all their lives in victimhood, in fighting and victimhood. Also, I believe that in sorting out issue, you need to go back to the very root cause. You need to go back to the very foundation of the problem. And the foundation of the problem, and the problem didn't start over 70 years ago. I've done a bit of extensive study. I don't know if you heard of the something called the Bar Kokhba revolt. We talk about this in another video. Let's carry on. Classic technique of trying to interrupt someone that is speaking from a factual, progressive point of view. In my opinion, this guy, so his name is Ahmed, in my opinion, he's making so much sense. He's trying to get them to use a different strategy, because if you keep on using the same strategy over and over again, you keep doing the same one thing over and over again and expecting to achieve a different result. How would that work? What he's saying is very easily said. Very, very easily said. That's what I think. If you listen to what he's been saying, he's thinking quantity over quality. Meanwhile, Ahmed is thinking quality over quantity. Because it is the few, the few that can cause a change. Have you ever heard the saying that goes, it takes one man to create change? Just one man. And you see the whole terror that's happening around the world, is this, they say it's a small fraction of extreme, people with extreme views. A small fraction, not the whole majority, a small fraction. Every little helps. If you keep using the same tactics in war and you're losing, when you fight the next war, you need to switch tactics. You need to change a bit. Approach. I'm going to clap for Ahmed. I'm really going to clap for Ahmed because this is something that I've been saying. I've been saying that the protests have been making things worse. So when the protests started at the very beginning, it was calmer. People were hearing the message, and a lot of people started supporting, the Palestine movement, supporting it in a way, to, try to further push for peace in the Middle East. I went for a pro-Palestinian protest. All right. I went for one. Okay. I attended it. I spoke to a few people there. Okay. That was when it started. Right. But afterwards, it seemed like it was kind of hijacked because it changed. it kind of changed. I started seeing people, ripping off, hostage posters, all up and around in London. And I was wondering what's going on. Then I started noticing it in other countries in the Western world. Okay, it's like, okay, they don't regard the Israeli lives. Okay, all right, let's see how things go. Things started getting worse, and then people were noticing that when there are protests, they don't carry the flag of the countries that they live in. Well, like, okay, they have a protest, they have a cause, okay, let them carry on because they need to be heard, because they want peace. And everyone believes they want peace, they want peace, they want peace. But then anti-Semitism started rising. It was subtle. Jews started getting attacked. We started noticing groups of men surrounding synagogues. Then we started seeing slogans, things calling for, bad things to happen to Jewish people. Okay. Fast forward from 2023, 2024 into 2025. DC shooting, Colorado fire. It started getting worse. The British people are now divided. At first, when it started, nobody said anything. All right, people were majority of people were supporting the pro-Palestinian movement. Majority of people supporting it because they believe these people have a right. All right, they have a right to protest, have a right to state their cause. They have a right to go out there every Saturday and do their thing. They had the full backing of people. But then, after the hate started spreading, the British population got divided. For the first time, we saw a protest of working class people. You see families coming out, father, mother, kids down the streets of London, walking around protesting. They don't want things like this. They say they want their country back. Tired of all of these things that are going on. There's too much hatred. I don't know about you, but I definitely do agree with him. I believe that the protests started dividing the world rather than bringing people together. And like he rightly stated, to achieve peace, it has to be through dialogue, not through terrorizing them. He's clearly stated it. It's not about taking sides. He is Palestinian, so by default, he should take Palestine's side. But it's not about that. It's not about further pushing the division. It's about picking the truth and recognizing people that want peace, not propaganda. As you can see, this man, this Palestinian, Ahmed, did not just debate. He dismantled disinformation. He's clearly shown us that truth is not always popular, but it's powerful. I believe if more voices like his were amplified, maybe we'd actually move closer to peace. What do you guys think about this in the comment section? Do you think Ahmed is just being deluded? Do you think he's blindly supporting Israel? Do you think he's speaking truth? Is it propaganda? Is he speaking facts? Or might he be on the right course to us all finding a solution to this problem? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Peace.
Oh, I love you more than words can say. You are me. Oh, you are the light that shines in my way. You are me. Oh.